Happy Veterans Day, everyone. I'm Spicy Raider Girl here with Mother Moon and Chris from Protect the Shield. Before we have our very special guest on, let's start. Please all rise for the national anthem.
Please remain standing and remove your cap for the performance of our national anthem by a disabled veteran who served our country as a U.S. Navy Petty Officer 3rd Class, James Greer.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
James Greer.
Did I not the only one that get like a little emotional watching that there?
Awesome. That was
I
awesome.
always do.
Welcome to the show, everyone. Again, happy Veterans Day. Remember,
Veterans
light
Day.
that torch, hit that like button, subscribe, become a member, and share this video. Yes, our drinking game alert is salute to veterans. Every time we say veterans, you know what to do. So without further ado, let's get some of our veterans in here because you are here to hear their stories, not ours. Welcome to our Army veteran here, Miss Tanya. Welcome to the show. Thank you for being on.
Thanks for having me.
Welcome.
This is
So-
Tanya T-Dog.
Yeah, I'm about to say T-Dog. I want to know where the nickname came in.
Yes.
I know, share with us.
T-Dog. Yeah, did you get that in the military? Really?
No, I
T-Dog?
didn't. Technically, it's Mad Dog. I got that
Oh.
when I was living in Colorado and I was playing women's professional football out there. And I
Oh.
got the nickname Mad Dog.
Very
Okay.
cool. Very cool.
That
You
face
still
is
play?
too cute for a mad dog, though.
I know.
Right? Those ones that just smile at you and then gonna get you.
Those are the
on
ones you
field-
got to watch out for.
Exactly, because on the
Yeah.
field, it's a different persona. Off the field, I'm nice and sweet.
Love it.
You're gonna catch people slipping.
Right. Right.
That's for sure. That's for
So
sure.
tell us your story. Obviously, we had just said that you're an Army veteran. What point in your life did you say, "Hey, you know what? I actually want to join the service and make this part of my life and my career"?
Honestly, I was being young, dumb, and stupid. I got a scholarship to Murray State University. I ran track there, and I was there for 2 years. When I said, I'm tired of running, I don't want to run anymore, I'm going to join the Army.
Oh,
It's not
Surprise,
so
surprise.
so you're like the real life Forrest Gump.
Kept running and running and running.
Exactly.
There's no skipping in the Army.
That's awesome.
What guided you towards the Army?
Well, I didn't want to be a jarhead, so that's why I didn't go that way. And my uncle always said in the Air Force they didn't work, and I'm like, well, I need to work for a living, so that's why I didn't go to the Air Force, because they don't work.
Okay, all right. I did not realize the term jarhead or that the Air Force didn't work. So, look, I feel like I'm going to learn so many like new terms here this evening.
We all have little names for each branch.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
Well,
So
when we
we
get the other branches on, y'all can go
Yeah,
at it.
yeah. I'm about to say we'll let them iron that out.
Yeah. I'm gonna. I listen. I never served, so I'm just gonna like battle this
You're
one.
gonna get the popcorn out and say, "Ooh."
Yeah.
But it's all love. We rib each other, but it really is all in love. We're all one big family, even though we rib each other.
Yeah,
Mhm.
of course. I love that.
So I have a
How
question.
old were you
Oh, sorry.
when you first started?
I was 19.
Oh, that is young.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how'd your family feel about that? I mean, knowing that you said you had a scholarship too, so
Yeah.
you were in college, had a scholarship. How did
Yeah.
they take that? Like, wait a minute, you're doing what?
Yeah. Usually it's the other way around.
Yeah.
My mom wasn't too happy about it. My dad was all for it because he wanted to join the military, but he couldn't. So, but she got over it.
They haven't.
You almost had
parents
that.
do.
You almost had that smile, like you wanted to be a little rebellious at that time anyway. Like she'll get
Well,
over
I
it.
mean, I kind of was at the time, and like I tell my mom now, I'm her son, really, because I'm the one who went to the military. I'm the one who played for professional football. Her other sons didn't do jack. I did it all.
That's
Okay,
awesome.
I'm starting to get where the term mad dog is coming
Yeah. He was a savage back in the day.
Right,
He was a
right.
savage.
With the smile, savage with
With
a
a
smile.
smile.
Yeah. That's so funny. Chris, you got a question?
Yeah. So I guess you did some time there. When you were done, was there any I mean, did you have a tough time kind of like getting back into civilization and kind of dealing with the quote unquote real world?
Not really, because I married someone that was also in the military. So technically I was still with the military.
Okay. So then it changed too much.
No. But
Okay.
when we got divorced and then I was like a true civilian, it was a little rough because you're used to that structure for the most part.
Yeah.
And now I just wish everyone else was just as structured as I was.
Oh, that's an interesting question. Yeah, or thought, I should say. So when that structure is not there, like in your husband obviously has it, but like in your personal life with, your deadbeat brothers, your words, not mine. Does that bother you?
No.
Oh man.
I'd say that. No.
I call them words.
I'm gonna spit out my drink. I wasn't expecting that.
I could just see her like at a family dinner, like, I'm not dealing with these guys over here.
Yeah. You little punks.
Right. No discipline.
Tell me,
happening.
are you the oldest child? Or are they younger than you, your brothers?
All my brothers are older than me. I have 6 brothers and they're older than me.
Wow.
So I had to be tough.
Yeah.
6 of them. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, you showed them.
6 hard heads.
I just have this sneaking suspicion that you can probably beat all of them up.
I was gonna say.
And they know it. And they know it.
And they know it, right?
And they know it.
Right. So when you were on in the Army, I hear these stories about, different things to keep yourselves occupied. What were some of the things you did just to kind of keep yourself occupied?
Well, my I was stationed in Germany. So we would go out and explore Germany.
Nice.
Which was a blast. So that was my 3 years when I was in. I explored Germany because I was stationed over there.
Okay. Well, that doesn't sound bad.
No, it was actually really nice.
Would you have
Yeah,
to
that
get
sounds
back
really nice.
Would you have to get back to the barracks, to what they call it, on a curfew, or were you able to stay out all night?
Well, it depends. I mean, if I had duty the next day, then yeah, I have to be back at a certain time if I'm pulling duty or something like that. But if it's my free time and we're gone for the weekend, no, because I mean, I travel to Holland, I travel to Spain, and all that.
Oh, okay.
No, you're really making this sound great. Am I too?
Did I
Is this
sign
too
up
late
to
for
mine?
me? I know.
Can I go?
All I heard was
It's not
vacation in Europe. I mean,
No, it's not all glitz and glamour though.
tell us about it. Tell us about the other end. Tell us
The
about
other
no. In
end
all
is-
seriousness, I know I respect what you all do. I'm just being funny. But tell me the other end of the not glitz and glamour.
the field duties, the carrying the M16, and just all that. I don't like camping. I don't camp now. I hated camping when I was in the military. I hated digging foxholes. I hated all that, but I had to do it. That's the dirty part of it.
Okay. Let me ask you this specifically, and you can obviously decline to not answer or decline anything that you'd like to not answer. But since you are the only female on our panel tonight, as a veteran, how was it to be like a woman, kind of in a man's world, if you will? Like, how were you treated, and were you respected? And can you talk on that at all?
It depends. I mean, because some guys respect you. I mean, the guys that were in my unit respected me, and I don't know if it's because I was one of the guys, or if they got in a fight, I was fighting along with them, or if that was the case. But then there's some guys don't respect you at all. So I mean, you get both ends of the spectrum. I say back when I was in the 80s, it's a good old boy system. That's just how I feel.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like a ringing endorsement for making women feel welcome.
Well, it's different now, though. It is different. Now.
Is it different now?
Yeah, back then I just think it was a good old boy system. I mean, I don't think a lot of guys wanted females there.
Okay. Well, that's unfortunate because I mean, I think, listen, there's a lot of men, men and women who don't want to serve, and I think anyone who's willing to serve should be respected, and they should want to be there. And it's kind of crazy too, kind of in a situation where you're out there with people that you really need to have each other's back, like.
Yep.
And to be like, oh, well, that guy doesn't want me there, so maybe I just get up out of here if he needs help.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that's your mentality, but I have heard that. I've heard stories like that.
Yeah, that is true. And I mean, the guys that were in my unit, because I pulled my weight, they respected me. But then you have guys in other units who don't know you, and they're looking at you kind of like side-eyed. So that's why I said there's both ends of the spectrum.
So when you get there, real quick, when you get there, is it just not your colleagues that may disrespect you or respect you, but is it also your sergeants? Do you feel it different that they treat women a little different than they would the men?
Some of them.
And it's probably just right there, blatant in your face, that you think you're tough, prove it type.
Yeah.
Oh, so it sounds like it's not. It sounds like it's not even hidden.
So I know I kind of want to talk about just maybe going back to some of the good stuff. So is there a certain memory that you really remember with some of your old unit mate? What do you call them? Unit mates or just unit or
soldiers?
Okay, okay. So your fellow soldiers. Yeah. Is there like just a fond memory that you think of every now and then that's just like, man, I can't believe we did that?
Well, back in my AIT, which is after basic training, we go to AIT to learn our different jobs. We were stationed at Fort Lee, Virginia, and we were supposed to be going to do a field problem, but my drill sergeant, who was actually a female, saw this huge snake, and she turned around and was like, nope, we're not doing this today. Gave us our phase 5, which is our civilian clothes for that weekend, and we headed straight to the beach.
Hey!
Wow. I would have always been seeing snakes.
Yeah, I was like, can all my military service be like this day right here?
That's awesome.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
That is so great. Well, we want to keep you on, but we want to bring in some fellow soldiers. Up next, we have Leo. Leo, thank you for being on. I don't think you, as we saw in the intro there, your branch is Navy. I don't think she took a dig at you particularly. I think she just hit the Marines and the Air Force. So you're safe. You're safe.
No, I'm good.
Yeah. Hi, Leo. Welcome.
Hi,
Leo.
You said next soldier. I was like, wait, it can't be me because I'm not a soldier.
Oh, I see. I was gonna ask that. Actually, I was like, wait, are they all soldiers? Like, I'm gonna learn so much. So tell me what you are.
We're considered sailors.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
I guess I knew that. So I listen, if all of you can educate me today, I appreciate it. And I think that's what's going to be special about the show for other people watching. I'm sure, we all say thank you for your service and we mean it, but now we can really get educated on, what you all do and how it kind of works. So tell us we'll start with the same question we had. When did you decide or know that this was going to be your calling? Hey, I want to go join the military. And then once you decided that you decided you wanted to go and be a sailor, join the Navy opposed to the other branches.
Honestly, for me, I wasn't doing anything really. I graduated from high school. I spent summer at junior college. It wasn't for me. I was hanging out doing dumb shit. I didn't want to work. So it came to a point where my uncle, who worked with a lot of military people, came up to me and was like, hey, you need to do something. So he took me to the recruiter's office. And it was funny because I went to continuation school, which is kind of like a cholo rehab program. So the Marine Corps, the Marine Corps was all over that school recruiting wise. So they tried to get me to go in right after high school. I had told them, but then at the last minute, I was like, nah, I'm not about that life. I want to do all that. And when I decided to come back, my uncle, because he worked with avionics, he's a QA inspector for those aviation fields. He worked with a lot of Navy and Air Force people. So I always liked Top Gun. So I was like, let's go to the Navy. Let's go check it out. And the recruiter was hell. Smooth talker. He convinced me. And I was like, you know what? Let's do it. I was overweight by 20 pounds. They put me on a workout routine. The minute I got to the weight standards, I was gone. They couldn't get me out of here fast enough because there was just so much dumb stuff I was doing. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He has one more pound to go.
Oh no! The day I hit, because it's so dumb how much they want you to weigh. Because I'm 5'8", 5'7". I had to weigh 174, 175.
Well, I'm out.
So the day I hit 174, they took me to LA. They had me do my physical. It was boom, 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 everything. The next day they weighed me again. I was at 185. Yeah.
It's too late now.
The next day.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it was crazy. Mm-hmm.
Oh wow, I did. Yeah, see, by the way, I didn't know these interviews were going to be so funny.
I wish I would have a story my family served and I wanted to, and I was a knucklehead.
Okay. Hey, everyone's story is their own, and that's why we're asking. It's not always that straightforward.
So
go ahead.
Oh, so how did your family take the news that you wanted to go? Because I know you're close to your family. So what was their thoughts of you going? Was there any hesitation, or did they support it?
You know what? My mom was sad. Obviously, she didn't want me to go. You would hear the stories or whatever they see on TV. They thought I wanted to be safe, but they were happy that I was going to do something. So so even though, because we had a party at my house the night before I left, even though they were sad, they were just happy that I was going out to go do something. The day I left, my mom cried, my dad cried, my siblings. They're like, don't go, but they knew that I had to, and then I left. So that part was probably the toughest, was leaving them, because we are such a close family.
Yeah.
But I think my dad and my mom, knowing that I was going to go do something better for my life, they were cool with it. Yeah.
Awesome. So did they present you some sort of cholo rehab graduate certificate?
No, it ended up being a regular high school diploma, but
oh, that's boring.
The classes we took, it was a lot of computer classes, a lot of graphic design classes. It was just a bunch of trades, and then whenever we didn't want to be in class, we can go outside and play basketball. But
Well,
Couldn't leave the school campus. Yeah.
Don't have smoke, right?
What was that, Mother Moon?
I said those cholo rehab schools. You could go out and have a smoke. You don't have to play basketball.
Oh,
So I heard. I don't know. What I'm saying is, you can,
Yeah,
kinda do
exactly.
what
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So when you
gotta do what
returned,
you
did you
want,
get a
yeah.
big party as well? And how long were you away from home?
Actually, it was kind of funny when I was in Chicago with Chris. I was telling them that that's where I went to boot camp and basic training and all that stuff. So I had spent 6 months over there. So actually, my first time back home, I came back home to surprise my mom on her birthday for 4th of July weekend. So that was like a big old deal. They were excited to see me, things like that. But my family actually flew out to Chicago for my graduation, my mom and dad. And mind you, my parents had never traveled outside of California, had never gone anywhere. This was their first time on a plane and everything. So going to Chicago was a huge culture shock for my parents. My dad was freezing. He was like, I don't know how the hell you're here. My mom was crying because we were marching with the rifles. We were marching in the rain. You know, we're running. So she's just like, oh my God, they have my poor baby out there like that. But it's so funny because I'll never forget, like when my mom saw me, she gets teary-eyed. I gave her a hug. But the first words out of her mouth were like, you're so skinny. Like, what are they feeding you? Like, yeah.
You're like, they're not.
Yeah, they're not. That's what I told her. Yeah.
Speaking of, so what was
Yeah.
what was the food? Like, how was the food? I mean, when you were, training.
You know what? For me, it was a huge shock because I'm very much Mexican, Hispanic. Like that's how I eat. So when I got there, it was very much just like that was the first time I ever had country fried steak. I didn't know what the hell that was. Yeah, I was like, what is this meat that's breaded with gravy on top? And then I tried it. Oh my God.
Like it's good.
This is bomb.
Wait, how did they expect you to lose weight serving you that?
Right.
Well, so
they ran 5 miles later.
I was in the beginning, I was on a restricted diet. So I couldn't get sodas, I couldn't get juice, I couldn't get desserts like the first 2 months I was there. Yeah.
And the skinny guy next to you.
Okay, so you had to earn your junk food, huh? By running.
Oh, I did. Oh,
I
had to earn.
see.
Yeah. They put us in what they call the Fat Boy program. Yeah. Yeah.
That's hysterical.
That is.
So it wasn't so bad. So what you thought may have been your life in the military wasn't so bad, or you kind of now totally embraced it, or during the whole time you're like, get me out of here.
You know what? I'm not gonna lie. The first day there, I kind of wanted to come back home. I did. I was like, what the hell am I doing here? They wake you up with the whole waking you up with the trash can scene. Like that was real. The dude came in with the bat banging the trash can, waking us up. Back then we wore what we call Smurfs because you didn't earn your uniform yet. So we were like in these blue sweats the whole time. And they gave you like a last minute, like if you don't want to be here, like you can leave. And I was like, oh, but the whole time I was just in my head, like my dad's going to kick my ass if I come back home. Like, what am I going to say? So at that point I was like, I'm already here. Just tough it out. Like, I'm not going to lie. It took me a while to embrace it because it was a huge culture shock for me. Huge culture shock for me. The weather being one, I had never been where it snows and it rains that much. And if you know anything about Great Lakes, Illinois, it's crazy. Like it's crazy cold. And then in the summer, it's crazy hot. And then the fall comes and it's windy again. So that was just huge for me. But I think just the more I started just giving it a chance and venturing out with what was available to me, then I started enjoying myself more. Yeah.
So how is it chosen where you end up training, like where they send you?
Based on it, you take a test, ASVAB test. Whatever you score on that test is based on the job choices you have.
Okay.
For me, it was limited because at the time I wasn't a citizen, so I was only limited to certain type of jobs. So for me, it was engineering. That's what I had chose. So the engineering school just happened to be at Great Lakes, Illinois, from our training facility. Right across the street was the schooling. So I just stayed in Chicago after boot camp for another 6 months. Yeah.
Well, I'm learning so much. I didn't realize that they allowed non-citizens to serve.
I was just gonna say that as well.
Yeah, well, that's I got my citizenship through the Navy because I had a green card or whatever, and it expired. I didn't even know it expired. It expired, and they were like, yeah. I had signed up originally for 4 years, so I was on my last year, and they were like, so just to let you know, your green card expired, but you're still good because you have a military ID, so you're still active. You can stay. I was like, okay. They're like, so, but if you just, yeah. So they were like, if you decide to stay and extend, re-enlist in the Navy, we'll help you get your citizenship. And I was like, okay. But by then I had already made up my mind that I was going to do another tour. Yeah.
I feel like that maybe should be more well known. Maybe it would incentivize people to join. I had no idea.
I know. I thought you had to be a citizen. That's what I thought. I thought you had to be as well.
Well, maybe because I was a resident, so that was still like good enough. I was still here legally. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, interesting.
But it didn't limit the jobs I could do.
Right. That seems interesting. Oh, because there's the case like, you might do something bad.
Yeah, security clearance, stuff like that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Chris, before we get our next veteran in here, do you have we have a final question for Leo?
Yeah, definitely. So do you still talk to any of your fellow settlers that you were in there with? And because one thing I've heard that you really build a bond with some of those guys that really last forever. Do you still talk to any of those guys?
I haven't seen some in person in a while, but we do have a Facebook group chat that we all keep tabs on each other. If we don't hear from a certain person, we'll reach out to them. We'll call them, or we'll message each other like, hey, so-and-so's not answering. Like, can you check up on him, or who lives near them? Stuff like that. Like a wellness check, stuff like that. Yeah.
So next we have the General. General, welcome to the show. As you saw there, he is from the U.S. Marine.
What's up, Raider Nation? You know who this is. I am the General.
Tell me.
One, Marines do not like to be called soldiers.
Okay.
Marines are Marines.
Okay.
Marines.
Okay. And for the Army, the Army stands for, right? They ain't ready to be Marines yet. I heard talk that snake up.
Talk that talk.
And my boy Leo over there.
Yeah.
Hey, my boy Leo over there, he's part of the squid team because he's part of Marine Corps taxi cabs. They take us where we need to go.
Yeah, we'll drop you off. We'll
Where's the squid boy?
Did he just call you the Uber?
Hey, I was all for it. I'll drop you off.
You guys want to hear some stories? Hey, let the stories get rolling. Let them go.
Hey, but if you didn't have your ride, you couldn't get there and do what you do.
That's true. Right?
But remember,
it's like this. You guys got to rely on each other.
The Marines are Department of the Navy, but it's the men's department.
Wow.
We had to make sure to give him a ride.
Like I said, I'm not in this one.
Y'all handle this on your own.
We had to give him a ride because if not, they wouldn't know how to get there. So you had to make sure.
Tanya agrees. Go for it. Hey, you.
Anyways,
Tanya,
go ahead.
Interview him. You go.
I also served in the Marines and in the California Air National Guard. So I went from being a jarhead to being a fly boy. And I'm talking about being on skate status. I was loving it, baby.
Skate status, yeah.
Okay, so
I don't even know what he just said.
First question. What decided? Well, I was going into my junior year of high school, and I was being already a cabrón, travieso, fucking in the barrio and the fucking gangs and shit, and I don't know, man. The recruiter fucking walked up on campus, and he's walking to all the homies and shit. And he's like, yeah, and all the homies are fucking ragging on him, bagging on him. I don't know. Something went on in my head, and I told him, I go, hey, come here for a minute. he goes, "What's up?" I go, "Hey, man, I heard what you said, but I go, hey, we can't talk here, man." I go, "Come to my house." Boom, comes to my house, right?
Oh yeah.
I tell my mom, and I tell my brother, because we were all living together and shit at that time, and I told him, I go, "Hey, man, the recruiters are gonna come over. They're gonna talk to me." They're like, "For reals?" I go, "Yeah." All right, so the recruiters come. We're sitting in my room. It's me, my mom, my brother, and the two recruiters, Marine recruiters, and we're talking, and I don't know, all his words started like visualizing, and started going in and started sinking and sinking. And what took the cake, he goes, "You know what?" He goes, "You could help your mom." I go, "What the fuck you mean help my mom out?" He goes, "Man, you could send her a check." I go, "What?" I go, "What are you talking about?" He goes, "Yeah, you could send her, this direct dependent check." I go, "For reals?" So I'm sitting there thinking, and my brother looks at me. He goes, "You're already a fucking cabron. You better fucking sign up." He goes. My mom goes, you're this, it could change you. So I sat back one more time, and I'm like, "Fuck it." Tick tock, and I'm like, "Fuck it. Give me the pen." I fucking signed. I go, "Vamonos, let's go." And I signed up. My junior year in high school. So I entered in the delay entry program, which you wait until you graduate and then they ship you out to boot camp.
Oh, okay.
Well, I was in the delay entry program for a year, so it was good. It started to get you the mentality of what pulley meetings are, what meeting drill instructors, what meeting other Marines are like, and starting to build that camaraderie. And I signed up. I said, "Fuck it." I signed up, and then the recruiters are gone. My mom's crying. Boom. He goes, "All right, I'll come back in a couple days, and we'll go fill out some paperwork, and we'll be okay." Boom. They came back, started filling out, all my paperwork. And when I signed up at 103 pounds. I was a varsity wrestler, and I was at 103 pounds when I enlisted. So when I got when I get to boot camp, I was on what they called a triple rations. I was on triple rations because I was so little. I was so little, dude. I was, little twig guy, little, Well, we get to boot camp, and you're talking about mindset changes. Yes, it does. Getting people drilled and all this. Yes, sir. No, sir. Getting formed and stuff. Chow Tai came. That's what we call, the meals in the service. We call it chow. Well, every time we went to chow, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, I would get 3 servings of every fucking 3 eggs, 3 scoops of mashed potatoes, 3 scoops of grits, fucking 3 of everything. So I was like, "Fuck, man, how am I going to finish all this motherfucking food?" Well, we would be on a time limit. Like, you have like 6 or 7 minutes to eat. You know what I mean? And once you sit down, your final dude sits down, everybody fucking eats. And you're scarfing down fucking food as fast as you can, fucking drinking water, fucking scarfing. And your time's up, you're done. You stop eating. Get up, dump your trays, and then you're out to drill. Once you're done drilling, you get back and you start going to do it's called initial training, IT. Well, you start getting drilled and smoked by these drill instructors and building all that, throwing it up, and becoming one. So then, graduation, boot camp was 3 months long for me, 11 weeks. I went to boot camp in San Diego because that's where Marines go. If you're anything on the west of the Mississippi goes to San Diego. Anything east of the Mississippi goes to Parris Island. Well, I'm in San Diego, and I was cool. I was like, "Man, San Diego's only up the road. I'm from Fresno." So I was like, "Oh, come on, I'm gonna be." Well, I went to boot camp, and riding and stuff. 3 months went by. I graduate Marine boot camp. Wow, it was fun. We got to come home. Shit, when They're like, "What you get?" I get 10 days leave before I get to go to my training school. Like it's called Marine Combat Training. Well, I had to do another month of training, so I had to get shipped out to that. So I go back to San Diego, do that another month. Then I get shipped out to my admin school, my MOS job. I get shipped out to North Carolina. Well, North Carolina, I was there for another 3 months, learning my job, because I was in administration as a Marine. Deal with files, directives, anything, office work. I was good at it because I got that job because of my school. Because I took typing classes in school for all 4 years, so that worked its way in. I served after boot camp, MCT, admin school, and then I get shipped out to the fleet. The fleet is where my first duty station was. Well, guess where I came? San Diego. I was like, oh, hell yeah. I'll be home every fucking weekend. So I'm in my first duty station and I'm starting to learn the trade. I'm a boot now. That's what they call rookies, as rookie servicemen. They call them boots. Well, I'm a boot, I'm trying to learn this, new environment, man, it's about fucking partying. Man, it's about fucking partying. You in the barracks, you fucking partying, man. We're going to Tijuana every other week.
Told you was in TJ.
Going to Del Mar Club. We're going out to the fucking 32nd Street down to the Naval Base. We're partying, traveling, having fun, having fucking fun.
So the general got Mexico, Tanya got Europe, and Leo, you got somewhere outside of Chicago.
No, that was just boot camp. I actually ended up.
My boot camp was in San Diego, and my admin school.
You went where?
But I got to do a lot of things as an admin clerk. I got to be as a corporal of the guard. I was stationed as a corporal of the guard a couple times. I was the colonel's driver. I had many different billets as a Marine, not just my job. What else? I was corporal of the guard. Man, I had many billets. I was a guard. I was a sentry, like a how do you call it? A chaser, what do you call it? Like a bounty hunter. I was a bounty hunter in the motherfucking Marines.
We're gonna bring Tanya some backup here with another soldier, another female soldier. Thank you. Stick with us. Don't go anywhere.
We have a full house.
Tanya, I brought you some backup. You got a fellow soldier in the house.
Soldier? She officer.
Jones.
Oh, I got it wrong again?
She officer.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Somebody school me on this.
Guys, we're all soldiers. It don't matter.
When I read 03, I sat up real quick, like, oh damn.
Oh.
I was like,
Let's give y'all a big difference on the different ways. Army, you have soldiers. Air Force, you have airmen. Marines, you have Marines. Navy, you have sailors.
Yeah.
And
but in your case,
I have no idea.
But what was the last one?
Coast Guard was called Coasties.
Yeah, that too. Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna say, but in your case, soldier was incorrect apparently.
It don't matter to me.
It don't matter. All right. Well, welcome. Thank you for your service.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, we'll just let's just start the same way. What made you want to say, hey, I want to go be in this army?
Well, I just wanted to. I was getting ready to graduate high school, but I said, do I want to go straight into college, or do I want to do military? I decided to go ahead and do a little bit of college in the summer. Got a little boring, and I said, you know what? Let me go ahead and see what the Army got for me. So I finally signed up. I went to Fort Jackson, South Carolina, which we all call Relaxing Jackson. I was enlisted. I spent 3.5 in Germany. Loved it. The only problem is I had to go to the gym every single day because their food.
It's like an ongoing issue between weight and what they're feeding you and what they're not feeding you.
Exactly.
Okay,
Did you get triple portions?
If you ever go to Germany, you will be fat. That's all I gotta say. Because their food and their beer really is really good. Not that I know about beer, but I don't drink. But their food is actually. Yeah.
But Marines do.
Hey,
Marines do.
Yeah, hey.
That's all Marines do is eat and work out.
Exactly. That's jeez. That's Navy too, damn it. Anyway, well, reason why, because I had a lot of the guys in my family, they all served. They're all served. Forgive me because I'm a little out of it right now because I just found out my great grandfather's not doing too well.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry, I'm trying not to cry right now.
Oh, don't.
He's a former Marine. He's a former Marine.
Okay.
There's no such thing as former.
There's no such thing as ex. Hush.
That's former.
Okay. Well, that one I didn't know. All right.
He was former Marines. We were
okay.
all
He's a retired.
He was. Yep.
Yeah. He's a retired Marine. He did 3 years. He got drafted in the Korean War. Korean War, and he got wounded. He came in he got in when he went to the Marine Corps. He was trained as a gunner. I'm thinking what unit was he in? I think 1st Battalion, 5th Marines. I think it was.
Yep.
Yeah, because I remember.
You know, my grandfather was in the Korean War as well. He served as a paratrooper in the Korean War.
Oh wow!
I had an uncle serve in Korea too.
Yeah. I bet you they were all around 16 or 17, and they just probably said, "I'm going to do this." This is what happened with Angela's grandfather.
Yeah,
young guy lied about his age, said he was old enough.
Oh, yeah, I know. But like I said, he got wounded. He got severely wounded, but he's still with us right now. But like I said, I'm a little out of it. I was about this close not to do the segment, but I said, you know what, you guys are honoring us anyway. So
thank you.
Reason why, well, that and also my current husband was Navy. Boy, every December sucks. We don't even talk to each other during the Army Navy game.
Oh wow! Yeah.
Hey, just like the Broncos and the Raiders, okay? Just we do
Yeah.
the same thing when the Broncos and Raiders or now this year is the Dolphins and the Raiders playing this year, but we still don't talk to each other.
Who do the Marines go for, the Army Navy game, or do they not care?
Navy.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Department of the Navy.
That's right.
In other words, they're Navy is nothing but a bunch of undercover professional football players.
For real.
No, yeah, believe me, I know.
I wish we had a football team. Shit.
We got the Army Black Knights, duh.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
We have the Navy midshipmen. Yeah.
Yeah. Then you got Air Force. They're called the Air Force
Falcons.
Falcons.
Falcons, right? Falcons. Yeah. Falcons.
I actually when we were in Denver last year, when my husband and I went to Colorado Springs.
Oh,
and we saw the Air Force. We saw the Air Force Stadium.
Okay.
Did you go check out a game at the Air Force Stadium?
We didn't go. No, we didn't go. It was late, and we had to get back to the hotel, so I can still talk a lot of shit with him. But and then like I said, my stepfather was Army. He served in the Vietnam War. My brother, he was Navy. He served 4 years as what was he? Apprentice? Yeah, he was stationed on the U.S. Johnson Stennis.
Oh, he was on Stennis. Okay.
Yeah, he was on Stennis.
Is he an older brother?
No, he's my third to the youngest. Well, actually, he's my only brother.
Yeah, because I was just wondering if you were brought up around a lot of service people, and it sounds like you have been.
Yes.
Your
Sounds like, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then my bonus son, he's a double amputee in the Marine Corps.
Wow.
Yeah, he got seriously wounded in Afghanistan.
Oh wow.
And now he's a double amputee. But he's actually doing good. He don't take shit from nobody.
Yeah, I'm getting a sneaking suspicion that none of you do. I think I never want to get into a trash talking match with anyone that's been in the military. I'm just gonna stay over here.
I quit. Yeah, I quit.
I decided to, but my first duty station was Germany. Loved it. Like I said, besides trying not to gain too much weight. Then we went over. Then about 3.5 years later, like midsummer, it was August of 2003. We went. I got PCS'd over from what they call a permanent change of station. I went from Germany to Texas. The base used to be called Fort Hood. God, I hated that place. God, I hated it. But if it wasn't for my family, I wouldn't even. Between Waco and Houston, I would have never went.
Is that the infamous Fort Hood?
Yes, or I call it Fort Hood Rat.
Yeah.
Oh my God! And now they changed it to Fort Cavazos. Yeah, now they changed it to Fort Cavazos.
Why?
We're trying to fix because they said that the Fort Hood was basically named after General John Bell Hood because they said he was a Confederate. He was a Confederate general. Yeah, and I was like, y'all doing this 90? Yeah, y'all doing this like umpteenth years later, and you're changing this. So I basically see they're doing that with every base in here around because basically all the names are changed to something else. I think was it Fort Benning's now Fort. Oh God, what was it? Fort Moore, which is named after retired Lieutenant General Howe and his wife Julie.
Interesting.
So, yeah.
Well, we learned from history, so things are moving forward, and now we know.
All right, stick with us, girl. We are going to bring in our final guest here, and then we'll have some group questions. All right, we got another sailor for you, Leo. Squid in the house.
It's Squid.
What's up, brother?
What up? It's too hot in that though.
Welcome. I have to say, if I ever pass you on the street, I may not recognize you without your
I was just about to. I know. I was just getting ready to say that. Stop it.
I like that hat though.
Yeah, the hat is sweet.
Well, Squid is our only active military person on our panel here, but we wanted to have him on anyway because he's such a great supporter of the show, and we wanted to hear his story. And he also wanted to be on to give his respect to the veterans and those who have kind of paved the way before him.
I appreciate you.
Let's see. So tell us, why did you decide, hey, this is my calling? I want to serve and I want to be a sailor.
Honestly, I mean, I think my cousin David joined the Army, so he did his 4 years in the Army, and then I realized, I don't want to be exactly like him. I wasn't going to be a Marine, wasn't smart enough for the Air Force. I was like, let me go join this Navy thing, try it out. Actually, I'm lying. I knew in high school I wasn't going to go to college, so it just made sense for me. I know people joining. I'm gonna do pouring out. I pretty much knew my entire time.
No, and he's a motherfucking chief.
Yeah, I knew I was gonna make it a career.
Damn.
How long have you been serving now?
I'm coming up on 15 in January. So.
Wow.
Well, you 5 years away. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Long 5 years.
As an E7 and 14. Woo! Big baller over there.
That's
So
that
what?
Navy.
What does E7 mean? What duty is that?
So for us, it's the biggest transition you're going to have in the Navy, coming from the enlisted ranks. And I mean, all the Navy guys do it. Being
senior staff officer
is kind of the pinnacle of your career when you pick up. I've had master chiefs and senior chiefs, command master chiefs, people that are highest ranking enlisted people we have know that they said it. Our biggest moment is picking up chief.
Yeah, you're even the color of your uniform changes at that point.
Yeah,
khakis all khakied out like the cholos.
It's just a whole mindset has to change because of the expectation that's put on you. So, and it helps with you. You go through 6 weeks of training pretty much again, where you're adjusted your mindset because you're just expected to do a little bit more online, a lot more. But I mean, it comes with the job. Going through those 6 weeks, you don't understand it until afterwards, and you kind of really pick up this is why we do what we do. So trying to set that standard for our guys. But no, I love what I do. I mean, I've been, like I said, 15 years in January, been stationed in Norfolk, Virginia, San Diego, been stationed in Naples, Italy, been stationed in Everett, Washington, and now I'm here in Lemoore, California. 5 commands, 5 different platforms. That means I did time on an aircraft carrier. Technically, I was stationed on the USS America, which was an amphib ship. So we had, you guys are joking about the My Ass Rise on Navy equipment. Yeah, that was the Marines writing us to go out on deployment.
I was on a carrier too. Yeah.
Huh?
I was on a carrier also.
Carrier? Yeah, I got back from deployment on a carrier just recently, actually.
That's when you went to the Philippines, right?
Yeah. So I've done a few countries. I mean, I've done technically 2 deployments and then like a little 2-month around South America. So it's kind of special being able to stop and hit a few ports in South America, and then 2 to the 1 to the Middle East area, so Bahrain's and all that, and then this last one was all Asia, Philippines, Guam, Korea, and Singapore,
Malaysia.
We didn't go to Malaysia, but yeah.
Oh, okay.
Korea, Busan.
Yeah, Busan.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a story behind that. What's
I
that
know.
But so that was
I don't know what that laugh was about, but I might need to know.
And my first deployment before that would have been, so South America was Brazil, Chile, technically Cuba. We stayed on base. Colombia, there's 5 in there. So those, and then the one before that was UAE, Bahrain, Israel was phenomenal. I mean, it's a lot of travel, but when you're young, it's easier. Now that I'm married and have a wife, it's not as harder. Yeah, it's a little bit harder leaving the family. Like it.
Hey, Squid. Hey, tell them about your base that you got F-18s out there. Tell them you got fighter plane.
Yeah, in Hanford right now, we're in Lemoore. There's nothing around here, and it's perfect for a naval air base. So my bosses are pilots, so they fly our F-18s. So the jet stuff that land on carriers, it's a unique community. It's a different mindset. So
y'all remember watching Top Gun and Maverick? That shit.
That's real.
It's a different life. Awesome. A different life, bro.
We actually just got back from the Top Gun school. It's a real thing.
Oh. Yeah, it's in Miramar. Yeah, I was stationed out there. Yeah.
Well, it used to be in Miramar. It's in Fallon now.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, so Fallon. Top Gun school is now in Fallon, and we just got back from like a 3-week detachment where we go out there and our pilots train on different techniques and stuff like that. A few of our bosses and stuff like that are actual like Top Gun graduates and stuff like that. So it's a thing. I mean, just a different community, but kind of like what I do. Obviously, doing this for 15 years, so.
No, it's a huge lifestyle change. People don't realize when you do that commitment. Like you said, you're married now. It's one thing when you're single, but when you're married and have a family, you got to leave your family behind. It's a whole nother.
Yeah, that's right. So.
Yeah, and that's another thing too.
A little bit better. Our last deployment actually had Wi-Fi on the boat, which is crazy. Like, I mean,
they have Wi-Fi now.
Oh God! Scallywags.
So Wi-Fi. he wasn't the best, but I was able to connect with him every other day.
Oh, nice. And now with FaceTime and technology, that's awesome.
Yeah, that is.
It probably makes it a lot easier.
Like,
technology makes it easier, I'm sure. Yeah.
It was unlimited, but this last time we went out, you're granted so little data.
Goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they don't want people throwing shit out there. We used to have one email we would all share.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, so you got an email and your officer would like tear up your page, your message from your family, and hand them out, and then
Wow. Crazy. Well, it's becoming more of a group conversation. Let me get everyone back on screen here. We'll start. Thank you, Squid. Don't go anywhere, but we'll just get everyone back on screen, and we'll kind of get into some group questions here.
Sorry, guys. I've been like attacked by a little. Oh, jeez, Louise.
It's all good. It's all good. So so some of these questions were already answered, but we'll do a little quick rapid fire here. So if you consider that yourself coming from a military family, raise your hand. I think we had really just okay. We have two. We have two. Okay. Really quickly in one word, and we'll start in order. We'll go Leo, and then I think Leo, Tanya, Squid, General, Sheila. Really quickly, what is the one? Well, maybe Squid, you can't answer this one exactly, but what is the one thing you miss most? Real quick, rapid fire.
Oh man, for me, it's the isolation. The isolation, the being in my own little universe type shit, the traveling. But for me, it was the isolation. I don't know why I enjoyed it. I was at peace back then. Yeah, the camaraderie. Yeah.
Tanya.
For me, it's the camaraderie with my other mates. You don't have that in the civilian world.
Yeah.
Okay. Squid, do you want to chime in?
I don't know what I'm gonna. I mean, it sounds like that's all the stuff that I'm gonna miss.
Okay, fair enough. General,
stop it. Hey,
General.
You know what? I miss a lot of it. I ain't say everything. You know, from the training to the camaraderie to the good laughs and the hard times, you know, those are everything I miss, you know, because like your friends then barely keep in contact, and if you got friends that are you still connect with, that's a great blessing, you know. You're unit, you're coming, you know.
All right, Sheila.
Yeah.
Basically everything, the traveling, the different parts of traveling different parts of the world, also the camaraderie and that, and also that's about it.
All right, this one should be easy. This one should be easy. Yes or no? Starting with Leo. Do you still have your boots?
Yes.
Tanya.
Wow.
No.
Squid does, of course. General.
Yes,
you got him right there. You do?
You do got him?
Yeah.
You got him. Sheila?
Unfortunately, I don't.
How do you think your time in the military affected you?
It was better. It did what it was supposed to. I left because I was a knucklehead. I came back a better person. By the time I came back, I was ready to go to school. I was ready to go get my degree. I was ready to move on with life. What I wasn't ready to do at 18, I was ready to do once I got back home at 28. Yeah.
All right. Tanya?
I second Leo's because I still get up at 4:00 in the morning. I still go for a run. Everything is still structured. I like to be organized, so it did positive stuff.
Squid, do you want to speak on this?
And I think it just makes you appreciate things.
Nice. General?
For some people, mentally, it fucks them up afterwards. You know what I mean? After being in the service, but. You know, a great learning experience, you know, I can call it, you know.
I just want to say one thing.
Real talk.
Here is
Tell us,
our
Tanya.
family, the families also serve too. So we're not just veterans.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes,
Good
they
point.
do.
We have to give a shout out to the families as well because they
Good
serve
point.
right along.
Yes. Salute.
Yeah, she's right.
Yeah, thank you for that point. I think that's a good thing to lead off or to leave on. I want to thank all of you for your service. I want to thank all of you for your time and being
Thank
here
you guys. Thank
with us
you.
today on this Veterans Day. Happy Veterans Day. Thank you for the knowledge. And you know what, Raider Nation, we go out one way and only one way.